The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "Stop judging, and you will not be judged. For as you judge, so will you be judged. And the measure with which you measure will be measured out to you. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but you do not perceive the wooden beam in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me remove that splinter from your eye,' while the wooden beam is in your eye? You hypocrite! Remove the wooden beam from your eye first. Then you will see clearly to remove the splinter from your brother's eye." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today's Gospel, Jesus said, "Stop judging, and you will not be judged." Unfortunately, as a priest, you have to make constant judgments. And sometimes we get them wrong, and sometimes we get them right. I remember about 6 months ago, I got an email, and it was telling me about this guy that would be getting out of the military, and this was his supervisor, and he wanted to become Catholic, and the man that was sending me the email was Catholic, so he wanted to make sure he got the right information and everything like that, and he'd be living in my area. So naturally I sent him a nice email back and said, "Be glad to do whatever we can for him, and have him contact me and give him my cell number," everything like that. Make a long story short, a couple of weeks later I get a phone call. He wants to come see me. He wants to be in RCIA and all that kind of stuff, and I said, "Grand." Anyway, he didn't show up for the appointment. It was in the evening. I came especially to see him. He didn't show up. So next morning I called him. I think I woke him up. Anyway, make a long story short, he said he was in an interview for a job. He had gotten out of the military. Anyway, it went by a couple of days. He'd make appointments, didn't show up. And then eventually he said, "I'm in the area, can I come by?" And I said, "Sure." So anyway, he told me, a nice story that he had gotten a job at Biloxi City, and he needed special boots so he could go to work, and he needed $200. And I said, "Gee, he sounded like the real deal, because he had to get these boots and all that." So anyway, gave him $300, and I gave him the norms information about the RCIA class and everything like that. But I said to him, I said, "Where do you live?" He said, "I live in St. Thomas, or in Long Beach." I said, "Well, why don't you go to St. Thomas? It's right beside where you say you live." And he said, "No, I want to come out here. I like it out here," he said. That was the last I heard from him. He got a handy $300, But anyway, there's con artists around all the time. And just, I wish I didn't have to be judging all the time. But that's part of your job as a priest, and part of your job as a parent. Are your children telling your story, or is it real? And part of your job in a family, in a church, and everything you do, there's so much judgment involved. I wish I didn't have to do it. And honestly, I have been taken so many times as a priest. I'm almost cynical or skeptical of everything that's told to me, which is a bad way to be. But honestly, I have to confess, that's the way I am, because I've gotten taken so many times. Amen.